Hey everybody, welcome to week 13 or our short week, right before Thanksgiving break. Real quick, I'm going to go through the playlist with you guys for this week. The playlists are going to start changing a little bit just because of the complexity of some of the stuff that we're going to have you guys do. And so I'm going to get into that and kind of explain those changes, so please pay attention so that you know what to expect for this. Okay, so I'm going to week 13. It's still going to be organized for now, unless it changes, and I'll let you know if it changes. But for now, it's going to still be organized by weeks. However, your playlists are going to start being called something else. That way that it's not necessarily tied to a week all the time, but that you're still going in order. So anyway, this performance assessment would be, I just called it Honors Playlist 13, but it's really Honors Playlist, the Performance Assessment Booklet, which I titled it that instead of a specific skill that you guys are going to be learning, because there's so many things you're going to be doing on this playlist. So real quick, just go over a couple of changes. It says recommended time for completion. I have to November 23rd, the 24th, November 30th through the 4th, and then also basically what you're going to be expected to do is do this all the way to Christmas break. So I just went ahead and added that in there. So December 14th through the 18th as well. And you might be like going like, well, how am I going to get all this stuff done? Or, wow, that's a really long time to be working on this playlist. But you will see why we've designed it this way. So first thing, what you guys are really going to be doing are your learning targets. There's so many of them, and these are the Common Core State Standards, but I could have probably put 20 of them down here because, like I said, you're going to be going through a lot of different skills because they all feed into each other with argumentative writing, like they're stepping stones, they build on each other, that kind of thing. So the first learning target is I can read through informational texts, create a claim, and support the claim with evidence from those informational texts. And then the other one, that's a big one, is I can organize my argument in a clear, concise way. So that's a huge one. So before we get into the playlist, you guys still need to do iReady once a week. So basically what I did today, or like on Monday, November 23rd, you need to pass a lesson on iReady or get 40 minutes of time on task. I want you to do that specifically on that day, so that's something that you can check off on Monday. The second thing, or the second week that you're going to be working on this, I don't care when you do it, but you need to get that lesson passed or the 40 minutes of time on task during that week. Same thing with this week. You need to get your iReady task completed. I don't care which day you do it on, but you need to make sure that you check up all three of those because every week you need to do iReady. So first thing, we are going to be working in a performance assessment booklet. So this is what the performance assessment booklets look like. What I'm going to end up doing is putting them in a very obvious place within the classroom. It'll probably be up in the front right corner of the classroom where they're just in a stack. So you guys are going to need to grab these before you start, because otherwise you're going to be like, what is this? Or like, pages 4 and 5, what pages 4 and 5? Like, you need the booklet to be able to do that. So anyway, you start on page 4 or go to page 3 even, because it's like the start of the whole thing. You're going to actually be walked through the steps on how to read informational texts, figure out if they're credible or not, figure out what information is good to use. You're going to be walked through the steps of formulating an argument and how to use the evidence to support your argument, and so on and so forth. And so you're going to have different steps, and in the book you will see, it's pretty easy or self-explanatory. It's step 1, and then the step 1 is analyze the model. Step 2 is practice the task. And so you're going to go ahead and do that. If you're looking at this and or if you start going and you're like, I am so lost, I don't know exactly what to do, then down here where it says if you need help with steps 1 or 2 still, watch the videos below. These videos will really help you more specifically on step 2, but if you need help on step 1 as well, you might as well watch those videos because it talks about, for example, reading and highlighting sources. Well, that's what step 1 is. So just look those over if you need help. Your enrichment activity this week would be to choose a topic from an essay that you will write. And so I even said see Google Classroom post, argumentative essay choice board. If you go to Google Classroom, you will see argumentative essay choice board. You click on here. Now it's not going to do it for me because I have access to it already, but it will come up to you in present mode like this. You will then think to yourself, what is the world's biggest problem? And then you look at these options, and what this is going to do, let's say you say climate change, you're going to click on that and then make a copy. And then we have actually provided you guys with resources to help you look through and help you formulate your argument and support it with text evidence. So you already have sources there, and then you're going to come down here, you're going to actually fill this out. And again, the question is, what is the world's biggest problem and why? So that's how you're going to navigate that. And that's your enrichment activity, but because there's only one this week, you need to do it. So that's not an option to not get that done. And hopefully, yeah, you have to do this before Christmas break. So make sure that you get that done so that I know what you're going to be doing for your essay. The performance assessment also comes from the performance assessment booklet, and it's going to be step 3. So now that you've done step 1 and 2, step 3 is really where you are putting all the pieces together. So you're showing us that you can do this. And mainly you're going to get to the step that it has you fill out a graphic organizer that is 4 or 5 paragraph essay format. And so that is what the performance assessment is for this week. If you guys have any questions about what you're going to be expected to do, how long you have to work on this, anything really, I know it's very different from what we've done in the past, but you need to raise your hand, ask, like figure it out. But all of this will be expected to be done before Christmas break. So I'm just letting you guys know that ahead of time. Let me know if you have any questions.